All right, our goal for today is to finish preparing for your test, for our Unit 6 test on Friday. So the topics we need to work on are the exponential growth and decay. So you're going to be completing pages 10 and 11. I'll give you some guidance on it first, and then you'll go and do that. And with whatever time is left over, you should be working on pages 16 and 17, practicing with those exponent rule problems and looking up your delta math to see if there's any that you owe there. So first off, if you would take a look back at page 8, these are the notes on exponential growth first, and then we'll look at decay in a second. One of the things that I'm going to ask you to do on your test is to just write down what the components of the equation mean. So there's three parameters. There's the A, the R, and the T, and those are the starting amount, the percent increase written as a decimal, and the time, usually written as years. So it depends on the problem, but it's usually years. So one of the things you'll need to do is just write down these three things, what A, R, and T stand for. I will provide you with the formula. You just need to be able to use it. So going back to these examples, just go over a couple of them so we remember how to do them. When you see the words original value or any other thing that indicates that it's a starting amount, that's going to go before the parentheses because that's what A is supposed to represent. And then the 1 is always there because 1 plus is the formula. When you plug in the rate, it's going to be written as a percent, and so you just have to move the decimal point back 2 places. Remember, single-digit percents end up as 0.0 something, and so once that's inserted where the R goes, you put your amount of time in the exponent, and then you just get the calculator out and you type this exact thing just as you see it. You don't have to do anything in between. If you want to, you can combine the 1 plus like I did here in number 2. But you can write it just as the formula shows you on the calculator and get your result. When it's about money, you want dollars and cents. So just 2 decimal places will be good. So we have those 2 examples. Then the one that I changed that day that we did exponential growth was if I gave you the amount after a certain amount of time went by, you would just not know the starting amount and have to leave that to solve. But most of the time, it's going to be like these two, where you're told the starting amount, you're told the rate, and you're told the time. You just put all those parts in and solve it. When we switched over to exponential decay, the only thing that changed is that we subtracted the rate instead of adding it. The terms you're looking for there are decreasing or depreciating. Anything with DE in front of it is going to mean it's going down. And so you're subtracting the rate instead of adding it. But otherwise, everything's the same. Starting amount goes in front, time goes on top, and you would just plug it into your calculator. Again, single digit percents become 0.0 something and give the result. If it's money, again, dollars and cents. If it's something else, like this one was about population, put the label on it and just say what it, go to the nearest whole number because certain things like people can't be rounded, or it have to be rounded, can't be decimals. And that should cover it for the exponential decay and growth part. So just remember on page 8, you're responsible for these 3 things, this A, R, and T, and you're responsible for being able to read a word problem and plug the parts into the formula as they go. So starting on page 10, there are some practice problems on 10 and 11. You should write down the parts. You should also practice writing down what A, R, and T are. So if I'm doing this one in my packet with a blank page, after I write down the formula, probably going to write A equals, R equals, and T equals, and then just try to get the words, try to write down what these 3 things represent. So practice that. And then as you go through these, again, you're reading for what kind of problem it is. Is it increasing or is it decreasing? And that will dictate whether it's a plus or a minus. And do your rounding and you should be good. All right, so your assignment for the class period, finish pages 10 and 11. Go back to pages 16 and 17, do your exponent rule problems, and then check in on delta math. And you need to be ready for your quiz on Friday.